Nah, turn it up.
Hello internet, my name's Lave and this week I watched David Brent, Life on the Road, and now I'm bringing my review aka to you. So Life on the Road is written and directed by Ricky Gervais, who you might remember as the star and co-writer and director of The Office, which in my opinion is the closest thing to perfection a British comedy series has ever got. Yeah, I absolutely love these. I can go a long period without watching an episode, but then all of a sudden I could watch all of them all at once. Brilliant. So what is David Brent, the former regional manager of Wernham Hogg, doing? Well, he's still a sales rep and he's still chasing fame and dreams of being a musician. Once again, he ropes in his rapper mate Dom, played once again by Doc Brown, who reprises his role from the Equality Street sketch that Gervais released a year or two ago. Only this time he's recruited other musicians to reform his band Foregone Conclusion, and once again there is a documentary crew there to capture their life as they go on a 3-week tour of Slough and live their life on the road. So I had my reservations going into this film only because I loved The Office so much. I think they ended it on such a perfect note and wrapped up all of the storylines and finished on a real high note. And I was just simply worried that it wasn't going to be as funny, particularly as it's focusing solely on David Brent. He is carrying the entire film. And if you weren't a fan of the character before this film, I don't think it's going to change your mind. I, however, was, and I can say that I was laughing throughout the majority of this film. It is really funny. The songs that Brent and his band play throughout this film are hysterical. If you're a fan of Equality Street, then you're gonna like this, because all of the songs are sort of in the same vein. In Brent's eyes, they are tackling racism and bigotry and prejudice, but they're so politically incorrect. He's still the cringing-inducing, pompous Brent that we know. And to be honest, some of the Gervaisisms did get on my nerves a little bit. I think he overused a lot of them. And the problem is, all of his band members don't really like him, and the only reason why they're there is because he's paying them a ton load of money. And I think on the surface of this film it's trying to say that Brent is trying to buy his way to success, when really I think what it's saying is Brent is a lonely guy and he's trying to buy friendship. He cuts a really lonely figure in this film and I really felt quite sorry for him on a few occasions. And Gervais does have one of those scenes where he's on the verge of crying and breaking down when he realises it. He's really good at that, and I really like Gervais's direction in this film. He's kept the documentary style, which is in keeping with The Office. There are some floating head interviews interspersed as well. There's even a shot of a printer which reminded me of the kind of the filler scenes in The Office. It felt like they were left in to make you feel like one of the camera crew has left the camera on the side, whereas in this film the shot of the printer is really cinematic, weirdly cinematic, where it pans down the printer. And there were a few occasions when the illusion of the documentary style is broken when it cuts to a wide shot, which should expose the crew there, but it doesn't when it cuts back to the original shot. I can't help but feel we're missing Stephen Merchant's touch, who was the co-director on The Office. But overall, I felt it was in keeping with The Office, and he does get some good performances out of his cast. I think if you're a fan of The Office, then you will probably like this. I wouldn't go as far as saying that it's better than The Office. I don't love this film, but there is something missing for me, and to really explain what I think that is, I have to go into spoiler territory. So if you don't want to have this film spoiled, then please stop watching now. Okay, that was your warning. So as I say, the band members spend the entire film saying how much they are embarrassed by Brent and they find him annoying, and then towards the end of the film and towards the end of the tour, out of the flick of a switch, they just say, oh, actually, he's all right. Particularly one of the sound engineers, he really dislikes him. And then all of a sudden, he's pleading with him to say, stop spending your money. It's not happening. And he reveals that he actually does quite like him, and it's quite touching. So Brent returns to his sales job and is putting on that front where he's saying that he had the best time and he's still going to get signed. All of the blokes in the office are taking the piss out of him, and then a potential love interest stands up to a Finchy-like bully and throws water in his face. It's quite a nice ending, but I think Gervais was really going for that satisfying redemption feeling that we got at the end of the Christmas specials, and for me it doesn't come close to it. Talking with my mates at the end of the film, we thought that a better ending would have been to have had all of the people from Wernham Hogg, the original cast, turn up to his gig and show him that he is sort of appreciated in a way and that he does have friends. How nice would that have been? And I think that would have been much more in keeping with the rest of the film. Maybe they were just too expensive now, I don't know. Even if it was just Keith turning up and eating a Scotch egg, that would have been great. So anyway, that's my thoughts on David Brent, Life on the Road, and pause the video now if you want to take a closer look at my enjoyment tracker. The film is funny, I did laugh a lot, and it is touching in moments, but it doesn't reach the same heights as The Office for me. I think the best description for this film is that it is the Equality Street sketch stretched out into an hour and a half, and I think Gervais was trying to reach the same emotional peak of the entire 3 series, but it just didn't get there for me. But it's funny enough for me to say that I would recommend you go and see it. So thanks very much for watching my review of David Brent, Life on the Road. I really do appreciate it, and if you can, please press that like button and don't forget to share the lave.